Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sessions Cafe. I'm your host, Keri D. Singleton, and today we welcome all the way from the Q Borough, my brother, Che Williams, to the show. How are you, brother?
I'm blessed. And yourself?
Absolutely blessed, and blessed to have you on the show. Everybody but anybody that knows me knows there's two things in this world that I love. Well, there's many, but two of them, New York City and caps. So you have each borough represented and these dope caps with your rotten apple wear apparel, and we're going to talk about that, man. I can't stop looking at the hats, though, because I love hats. So I love the display, and I love that you represented each of the 5 boroughs of the city of New York. Now, I began to follow you last year. You don't know this, but I was doing marketing and publicity for the African American Day Parade last year.
Okay.
And so I saw, I didn't get to see you in person, but your stand, your booth, was somewhere along the parade route, right? On 7th Avenue. And it was on the Instagram, the African American Day Parade's Instagram. And I saw that and I was like, yo, like nothing makes me happier than something representing New York City, meaning a clothing brand. And there hasn't been one in a while that I can think of that really is dedicated to representing the city of New York. And I had to reach out. I had to reach out to you.
I appreciate it.
I had to reach out to you.
Appreciate you.
How does your fashion journey begin way back in 2001? That's a long time ago, man. It's just, we had Twin Towers back then.
Yeah. Like, I'm the pioneer of representing neighborhood fashion. I threw a small basketball tournament in the neighborhood in Flushing, Queens. That's where I'm from.
Okay.
And I put Wastelands Queens on it, and the shirt sold real fast. So I figured, you know, I could do the neighboring towns like Corona, East Elmhurst, South Jamaica, Queensbridge, and when I thought of Brooklyn, it's a Brooklyn guy everywhere. You go anywhere and find a Brooklyn guy.
Exactly.
And it just started from there, and, you know, we just, you know, 2 dozen, 4 dozen, 4 dozen turn to 8 dozen, and you constantly flip, and then you bump your head, got to start over. But we still on the grind, you know, blood, sweat, and tears.
Did you start with just hats?
No, we started with T-shirts first. T-shirts.
Okay.
And then we evolved to hoodies, sweatsuits, hats, and, you know, and we don't just do the 5 boroughs. We go a little deeper to different neighborhoods, blocks, towns, you know, like New Brighton, West Brighton, Stapleton,
Staten Island,
Queensbridge, Fall Rockaway.
Of course, Harlem, I'm sure.
Oh, East Side and West.
Of course, East Harlem and West Harlem. Yeah, okay. So let me ask you a question, man. Because I used to live in Queens. I used to live in South Ozone Park back in 1997. Loved the neighborhood. I lived on Inwood Street, right? When I lived in Queens, for the brief time that I lived in the borough, I was infatuated with this brand that they had from Corona. It was called Queen 7. Do you remember that?
School of Hard Knocks.
School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Bro, I lived in South Ozone Park for maybe 7 months. I went all the way from South Ozone Park all the way to Corona, which for those of you that don't know, it ain't close.
No, it's
you
on the
know.
other side.
And this was before the Metro card, so I was spending tokens. Because they had this store. I bought everything that you could possibly think of that said Queen 7. And the 7 is because of the 7 train.
7 line, yeah.
The South Ozone Park shirts, every color you could think of. Man, I was infatuated with that brand because that was my first time living in Queens and only time. I haven't lived there since. But they really, really, really represented Queens. You know what I mean? And I was so happy to live in the borough. I loved it when I lived there. How did you grow from the concrete streets of Flushing?
Well, it's funny you mentioned Flushing and Corona right next to each other. So as you said, I went to Northern Boulevard myself and purchased, you know, because Queens got like a little, back in those days, you know, when that Bronx and Queens and, you know, like, they always try to clown us a little bit.
A rivalry.
Yeah, a little rivalry.
Yeah.
So everywhere we wanted to represent our borough. We're the biggest borough on this map.
Right.
So, you know, when Boogie Down Production put that out, you know, you had people thinking something was sweet over there, but ain't nothing sweet over in my borough. We the biggest borough on this map. So School of Hard Knocks is a good friend of mine, Jerry. You know, they inspired me to push the brand, you know, to push, we see him at the Magic Show in Vegas, and he always kicked to me like an OG, like FUBU. Those brothers inspired me. Shirt Kings back in the days, Jamaica Coliseum Mall. But coming from Flushing, like I said, like we have like a bunch of hip hop artists that are from Flushing, Queens, such like Royal Flush, Mike Geronimo,
Mike Geronimo, yeah.
Large Professor, Shy Skills from the Onyx, the first Onyx. So we jump from borough to borough, different shows, and we like to represent. And, you know, Flushing, Queens, coming from there, man, there's no place like it. It's multicultural.
Definitely.
And we blended in with everywhere. And we, you know, we got the World's Fair started there, Flushing Metal, Brooklyn Queens Day. So we network around everywhere, you know.
But, the Queens Museum is there.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I'm familiar. Taking it outside of the neighborhood of Flushing, but staying in Queens, man. Last year, I did some shopping because when I lived in South Ozone Park, I fell in love with Jamaica Ave. This is Jamaica Ave in 97. This is the time when people used to get dressed up to go shopping on Jamaica Ave. Like you wouldn't even go to the Ave without looking like you'd already shopped.
That's a fact.
Very different today. People want to wear pajama bottoms and that's a different story. But yeah, man, Jamaica Avenue is changing, and I don't say that with a smile on my face. The last time I was there, the stores are closing. The Magic Johnson Theater is closing. I mean, the movie theater, Magic Johnson. The movie theater is closing. The stores are just. What's happening?
I have a store in the Coliseum Mall currently, and the gentrification is, you know, it's coming like they did downtown Brooklyn. Yeah. But you have to survive that storm. You know, if you hold on, it'll be lucrative at the end of the, end of the day. But right now is, people saying the Coliseum Mall is closed. There's a lot of stores that are closed down, but they're making way for the high rises and the corporations to come in. Yeah. There's pros and cons, but it's still hurting the small businessman at the end of the day. Yeah. But if you can survive it, it's meant for you. But it's different. It's real different. But change has to come to all neighborhoods.
Right.
Every neighborhood's changing from Bushwick to, all neighborhoods have to evolve.
Right.
So there's pros and cons, and we see what happens after that. Because if you look at downtown Brooklyn, they're thriving right now.
Right.
Fulton Street, a lot of corporations, but the mom and papa stores, there got to be some room for us.
Yeah, Yeah, it's like I've seen when I first moved to New York City in 1996, man, there were no high rises anywhere in Jamaica or in South Central Queens. Mm-hmm. I mean now. You walk down Jamaica Avenue in Queens and you're looking up and there's a tower here and a tower there. And I guess the height restrictions in the neighborhood have been taken off, which, allows for taller buildings to be constructed. But I can't help but feel like the feel of the neighborhood is changing. I used to shop at the Coliseum Mall. I mean, who didn't? I used to get my hats custom made at the Coliseum Mall, and then of course my shirts from Flushing. But I just feel like the essence of Jamaica Center is really, really changing, and I'm wondering how are the mom and pop stores like Jamaica Flavors, how are they going to survive? Do you plan on keeping your store in the Coliseum?
I mean, yeah, I don't want to leave.
Right.
I really don't want to leave.
Yeah.
I have a good fan base there, the people, and, it's Queens. That's like the heart of Queens over there, right? The 160 Cali Mall, that's our Fordham Road. That's our, downtown Brooklyn.
Exactly.
But,
125th Street,
a lot of things are evolving, but, there's a lot of history there, and you just don't want to leave it. I don't want to leave it there. I'm there as long as the Coliseum is there. I'm going to be there, and, generate, business, and there's going to be people from all over. Maybe it can, different neighborhoods outside of New York, I could start producing that. But, hometown is hometown, and,
absolutely.
They show a lot of love over there.
What was it like for you to this is going back to your brand, what was it like to collaborate with hip-hop royalty? Nas, first of all, of course, is from the Queensbridge Projects in the western part of the borough. 50 Cent, who's from South Queens, and Salt and Pepper, who are also from South Queens. You've collaborated with all three of those Queens legends, and I don't use that word lightly. So let's start with Nas. How did that? Talk to me, brother. What was that like?
Well, Nas from Queensbridge, and my father, he remarried and he lives in Queensbridge. So he's always, I seen when I was young before he really did his thing. And, you know, a couple of times after I started the brand, you know, I approached him. I showed him. He liked it very much. And I didn't have to pay nobody to wear nothing, to wear it on stage. They just represent, they love their neighborhood. So they, you know, they embraced it. They embraced me from Mobb Deep, Prodigy, different on Salt and Pepper. She's from East Elmhurst, Kid and Play.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's just because they loved your brand.
They love their neighborhood, and I put it on, you know, different T-shirts, different hats, and they embraced it. 50 Cent, you know, Southside, I have to pay him nothing. He put it right on.
Right. You know, shout out to Salt and Pepper. They just last year in 2025 got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I was so happy for those sisters.
Big queens.
So happy for those sisters, man. They deserve it. They worked really, really hard, and had to endure a lot of
chauvinistic
the backlash of being women in hip hop. But let's take it to you, bro. Let's take it to you, Shay. How did growing up in Queens influence your brand? Because there's a certain, I've lived in 4 of the 5 boroughs. The only borough that I haven't lived in is Manhattan. So I've lived in all of the outer boroughs, the entire 718 region I've lived in. And I know the personalities of the people that live in the Bronx, the people that live in Queens, Brooklyn, and Staten Island. People that live in Queens put a high priority on class and looking good. So how did that factor into the stuff that you design? We see you have, can we look at that? Just
the rhinestones.
People in Queens like to shine.
That's a fact, man.
So how did it influence the brand?
I mean, it goes way back to the predecessors like MC Shan, everybody that came before me. They had a certain style to them, and you pay attention. Nas, you know, different artists from different eras, and you watch their style and how they put it on, and you just like to carry the tradition. I'm from Flushing. We have a lot of people from Flushing, so, you know, I've been around different people from different areas in Queens, and we just, you know, we like to look good, wear nice things, stylish, you know. Sometimes Harlem get all the, Brooklyn get it, but, you know, we come through like Queens is here.
Absolutely.
And we represent just like any other borough, you know, and we, you know, we like to show it too.
We got a lot more to talk about, but we're going to take a really quick break, and we're going to be back with Shay Williams. And we're back with my man Shay Williams from the borough of Queens in the great city of New York. And of course, he's the CEO and founder of Rotten Wear. Now, where did you get the name? Rotten Appleware. Where did you get the name?
See, Nas and Mobb Deep, my favorite artists.
Okay.
So Nas has a song called "The World Is Yours."
Of course.
And he said, "Dwelling in the rotten apple, you get tackled, caught by the devil's lasso. Shit is a hassle." And then Mobb Deep's first album cover was "Welcome to," the project sign, "Welcome to
Queensbridge."
No, it said "Welcome to the infamous Mobb Deep."
Oh, right, okay,
but the
right.
"Welcome to" is where they got it from the
Queensbridge.
projects. So I started putting that, whether it was a project, a block, anybody that had neighborhood pride, I put it right there in the project format, and everybody fell in love with it, you know, from all projects, all blocks, and those were they inspired me. They were repping from Queens, you know, and I said, all right, and I just put it together like that, and I just started going to different hoods.
Yeah, so for people that are watching outside of New York City, every single one of the New York City housing developments, they have a sign that says "Welcome to" and the name of the housing development. And of course, the most famous is probably the "Welcome to Queensbridge" houses sign, because Nas used that so often. And that's pretty dope, man. That's innovative. Now, I know that you also have had your products in different music videos.
Yeah, from Uncle Murder, Mobb Deep, a lot of different artists. Mr. Cheeks, Lost Boys, can't forget Southside.
Shout out to Mr. Cheeks.
It was.
So what is it like to be able to watch a music video and a classic music video, because we're talking about classic artists right now, legacy artists, and to see these artists wearing the clothes that were conceived by your brain? That's got to be something else, bro.
Yeah, it's a feeling. It's just amazing that you know God does His thing. You know,
sir.
You can't explain it. That you just someone like just wearing your merchandise and you don't have to pay them or nothing. They just they like it so much. It's like unexplainable feeling. You know that it's blessings.
Yeah, and of course the importance of marketing cannot be understood, man. I mean, to have somebody wear your brand, and then obviously it creates an interest. What do you think about stepping outside of New York City, making stuff that says "Welcome to"?
I've done that. Like I've gave Game a welcome to Compton. We went down to Atlanta. We did Bankhead, Decatur.
Okay.
But the hub is New York City.
Right.
There's nothing like New York City.
Exactly.
The five boroughs. We got a lot of pride. But I will venture out, Jersey City, and I've done Newark, Jersey City, Yonkers, Long Island, from Wyandanch, Amityville, and I don't just drop it off the stores. I go to their family days or their project days, and I set up a booth.
Right.
And I'm there with the community. I get to know a lot of the community member people, like so many people that I met. They pass away, and you mourn with the community too. So it's not just in and out. Get a bag and leave. Like you get to know people and you fall in love from Red Hook, Brooklyn, and I don't mind going to Texas, Houston, and the Fifth Ward, Third Ward, because everybody loved their neighborhood.
Exactly.
And I've been doing this for 20 plus years. Blood, sweat, and tears. Bump my head, give them the highest quality, not the Fruit of the Loom cheap stuff. I give them the quality stuff. And I give people opportunities in the hood because they know their neighborhood better than I do.
Correct.
So I said I can wholesale it to you, and you make money. We all make money. I don't just give it to the corporations, wholesale to the stores. If you want opportunity, I give it. Anybody that has an entrepreneur spirit, I show love. I don't just gatekeep, and I give everybody. A lot of people ahead of us, so I like to give them the first shot. If they pass on it, I got to do what I got to do.
And speaking of things that you've done outside of yourself, I know that Rotten Apple Wear has also been an inspiration to young people and to other brands. So how do you, through your fashion clothing line, bro, how do you inspire young people, not just in Queens but everywhere?
Well, like I said, I go to different neighborhoods and they get firsthand energy, how I run the business. They see I inspire them. I show them what to do. They have any questions, I don't charge them. I don't do consultation. I tell them how to do it. If they're serious, we take it up different steps, and I want to uplift my people, and I like people that gatekeep. I really don't like it.
I know.
I really don't like it.
Right.
So any way I can help, all you got to do is, I give you my flyer, my number, my direct number, call me. I'll give you whatever knowledge you need, whatever steps, how to incorporate, where to go to sourcing, where to get the material, where to get the blanks from. I give it all up. All you got to do is ask me, because someone offered it to me, and I'm going to spread the love back. You got to.
Right, you have to.
You
have to. Now, I know that you bring your clothing line to different events. Again, it was because of your being at the African American Day Parade in 2025 last year that I was able to meet you. That's why we're here today, right? What was it like to be on 7th Avenue? Because, one thing about the African American Day Parade, it's a lot of people, and it's people from all over New York City, all over New York State, all over the country. It must have been, was that your first time at the parade?
No, I've done it previously before, and it's always good. You meet people from, like you said, all over, from Mount Vernon, Yonkers, and you network with them. And, you got East Harlem, West Harlem, different areas, from Grant houses. And, it's a beautiful fling. And people from D.C.,
Exactly,
from everywhere. And it's a good feeling, us coming together and unifying and networking, and it's all love.
It's a beautiful thing. Actually, this year, I've been tapped to be the official co-host of the event. So might need to tap you on the shoulder while rocking one of your hats, since it'll be me and Dr. Bob Lee
it's dope.
co-hosting the parade this year.
I'm with you, not against you.
So,
I'm with you, not against
you.
you.
Just a heads up.
Hey, I'm with you.
But let's talk about fashion a little bit more. We've been talking about your line. We've been talking about Queens a lot. But not only are you from Queens, obviously you're also from New York City, right? And New York is the fashion capital of the United States. It is where New York Fashion Week takes place twice a year, in February and in September. Do you participate in New York Fashion Week? And why? If you do, why? If you don't, why not? I'm curious, because a lot of designers don't necessarily want to get involved in that area.
Yeah, I've been to a couple shows, just to feel the energy and the network and see how it's run. I don't mind it. Knowledge is knowledge. The more you learn, the better it is. Take it here, go across seas with it, and you learn different textiles they use and different patterns. I mean, it's all knowledge. I don't knock it all. You got to try it, go to different shows, support different fashion designers. I don't knock it at all. And,
But have you actually participated?
No, I haven't.
No, you haven't?
I have not participated in.
Is it something you're interested in doing?
The possibilities are infinite, The possibilities are infinite. I wouldn't deny it, I wouldn't deny it. If
We do a lot of fashion. I mean, should I say this on the air? I'm not the biggest fan of fashion shows, personally, but I'm the president of Intrigue Magazine, which is an entertainment magazine and a fashion magazine. So every fashion week, which again happens in February and in September here in New York City, I'm at the events whether I want to be or not. I probably shouldn't not be saying that, but I'm forced to go, So we're going to have to definitely plug you in, because I think it would be dope to have your line on some models walking up and down the runway. It just kind of gives it a different audience, and of course you're exposing your brand to buyers. So we'll talk about that.
Appreciate you. Yeah.
But one thing about today, man, is that the rules of fashion have definitely gone out the window, and you can take that any way you want to take it. I'm giving it the way I'm giving it, but there basically are no rules. What makes your brand unique, though? Like, how do you differentiate Rotten Applewear from the dozens of other people all over the country that are in their basement or have huge budgets that are pushing out urban wear? What makes
a lot of these
brand
brands, they're trendy and they're going for what the fad is. Me, I keep it with my era. I'm a 90s guy, and, I don't just jump or see something hot, I just don't jump on it because it fades out.
Right.
I keep it, how we used to wear it back in the days, like the hoodies, I forgot what it's called, the cone heads, the 90s fashion,
Yeah.
And I keep it to that area. I just don't jump left and right on whatever's trendy, what it doesn't work for me. Got to come from me inside, and if I like it, then I do it. It has to be quality, and it evolved. But I still got my fan base from that area that still supports me,
Absolutely.
But I have another brand that I'm working on.
Okay.
Because a lot of brands, I inspire them, whether they pay homage or not. I was like one of the first to represent different areas, like not just the borough, in deeper.
Right, correct.
So a lot of people have taken it and run with it. It's cool. I was the first one with it, like Jay-Z said. Right. But I'm pushing the name more, Rotten Applewear. So I have a lot of, it's like an urban couture or a little higher quality, but reasonable price.
Right.
So I'm going to push the name and evolve it. And then, I'm going to get started on that in the spring of 2026, but I'm still not going to let my baby go,
Yeah.
I got some different things that I'm going to try with, different textiles, different quality, silk, cashmeres, things to that nature.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to jump in that, Queens get the money,
brother. Yeah, I love it. Here on Sessions Cafe, actually, we take pride in the fact that we employ interns from New York City to work, behind the scenes. Do you employ people from the neighborhood?
All day. Anybody that all day. like on Jamaica Ave, you meet a lot of different people, you know, going through whatever they're going through.
Yeah.
I give them a shot. I come with it, hey, I need help. I bring them on location. I bring them out of state. We had a Queens Day, Atlanta.
Yeah. I was going to say, Atlanta, ironically, has a Queens Day, a Bronx Day. I'm like,
yeah.
Because so many people that move down there, yeah.
Yeah, I bring them down. I bring them down, you know, put them in hotels, and, you know, I take care of them for the weekend. We have a good time. Anybody that, you know, that wants to work, I bring them on location with me, you know. Anybody that wants to work and learn the game, I give it up.
Yeah.
As long as I can trust you and you're professional, we get it done.
So, of course, the final question, what's next for Rotten Appleware?
Well, if it ain't broke, I ain't trying to fix it. Like, during the spring and the summer, I have a million events that I can't keep up with all of them.
Right,
you know,
right.
different neighborhoods, different blocks. So let's say I wholesale, but in 2026, I'm pushing the Rotten Apple name, some great quality wares, different designs, and I'm shooting in February to the Magic Convention, and just absorb some of that energy, you know, and then I'm just pushing the brand to the next level, 2026.
Yo, Che, it's been an awesome experience having you on the show.
Pleasure,
I've learned
man.
a lot, man, and hope that we're able to get you back on the show to find out what updates you have going on. And I wish you the best in everything that you do, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man.
All right.
We'll see you next week.